man? This is Chris the Nightmare Ariola, and you're watching Mr. Boxing Today on YouTube.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, man, so one of my subscribers just sent me this article yesterday, but I'm just now getting to it. Tony Bellew says, I regret embracing Haye. He's still a cast iron asshole, okay? So I'm going to read what he had to say. But just reading this article, man, it says, who wrote this article? It's from Boxing Scene. Who actually wrote it? Boxing Clever. Okay, but they wrote that, Tony Bellew took a tremendous risk when he walked away from the WBC Cruiserweight title to make a leap to heavyweight to fight David Haye. And yeah, I guess you can say that, Tony Bellew would have probably been a part of this tournament, well, being if he would have fought Marius Briedis and beat him, because I think Briedis would have been next in line to fight him. But, David Haye took a risk too, man, because if you guys don't remember, right before they made this fight official, David Haye was actually going to be in line to face the winner out of Joseph Parker versus Andy Ruiz Jr. for that WBO title. He would have been the mandatory, but he chose to have this fight with Tony Bellew. All right. Let me go ahead and read what Bellew had to say. And I guess Bellew, he feels this way because leading up into the fight with David Haye, we know that they were going back and forth, cussing each other out. And David Haye said that he was going to cause permanent brain damage, and he was vowing to send Bellew out of the ring unconscious on a stretcher. Okay, but this is what he had to say. He says, "I'm still disgusted by his comments, and I regret embracing him at the end. But I embraced him because you have to remember this man had just helped secure my children's future. And that's the first thing that went through my mind after I beat him," Bellew told the Daily Mail. He also goes on to say, "I didn't think about what he said or what he done. If I thought back to what he said, I'd probably hit him again. I still think he's a cast iron asshole. I don't think he's a nice fella. But it took two of us to get in the ring." Okay. And then he talked about, he says that he wants to fight Joseph Parker for the WBO title and things like that. Then he says, I could happily walk away tomorrow and say enough is enough, but my body has been damaged enough times. I have broken my hand 6 times. I have had 18 stitches over something in my eyes after fights, cuts, and I've cracked ribs, detached floating ribs. I've had a lot of injuries from boxing, and I can make my body take much more. Probably not," Bellew said. "Do I want to take much more? The thought of being heavyweight champ drives me. It really does. So I'm still going to the gym. I'm still pushing myself really hard. That lets me know I've still got a lot to give." Okay. Then I heard, in the last few weeks, they're talking about potential fight with Andre Ward and, but this title situation thing, though, man, I know a lot of maybe the UK fans feel this way, but I'm not really a fan of it. But Tony Bellew just, sneaking in, getting a quick heavyweight title shot. Not when guys like Luis Ortiz hasn't had a title shot. Now, you can say, hey, that has nothing to do with Tony Bellew. Fair enough. I'm not saying it has anything to do with Bellew, but I'm just saying as a fan, I don't care if it's the WBC, the IBF, the WBO, the WBA, whatever title that Bellew can fight for. To me as a fan, there's just too many heavyweights out there, man, that I'd rather see get a shot before Tony Bellew. Yes, he did beat David Haye. You know what I mean? And I know some people like to argue that, beating David Haye is better than a lot of these other heavyweights' resume. Well, it's like, well, shit, if they would have had the opportunity to fight Haye, maybe some of these other guys can beat Haye as well. We don't know. David Haye came back after years being out the game, and he fought Mark Demore and Arnold Jerichai. You know what I mean? So let's not act like David Haye has been on this impressive run, although I respect David Haye as a fighter, man, I really do. But let's not act like since his return, he went on this huge, impressive run. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if Bellew wants to go back down to cruiserweight. I'm not sure, man. But I still think him and David Haye have some unfinished business to some degree. I'm not blaming Tony Bellew for David Haye's ruptured Achilles during the fight. It has nothing to do with him. It's not his problem. I believe Tony Bellew actually broke his hand during the fight, the right hand. But after that ruptured Achilles happened, things kind of changed. It kind of went Bellew's direction in that fight. So to me, I still think there's some type of unfinished business between the two. It's a fight that I've heard Eddie Hearn say that he would like to make, and he think it makes sense. I know David Haye wants his redemption. I think they'll get a good crowd. I think they can have it. What's the place called? Goodison Park. I think they can have it close to, Tony Bellew's hometown. I think it'd be great, man. I think that'd be a good fight. But him just getting a title shot, I know Tony Parker, right, for the Spurs. I know Joseph Parker said that he would like to fight Tony Bellew and, like a month ago or a month or two ago. So, but Parker got his own situation going on. I remember when Tony Bellew was throwing his name in there for Deontay Wilder. Again, if the fight were to get made, I watch the fight, but it's nothing that I'm clamoring for, me personally. Maybe there's some fans out there that want to see Tony Bellew fight Deontay Wilder or Joseph Parker. But for me, nah, I'd rather the title holders get rid of their mandatories and try to unify. Tony Bellew, yeah, you beat David Haye. You did win a cruiserweight title. But, I mean, to me, that doesn't warrant you a title shot. Now, if you were an undisputed cruiserweight champion or something like that, you know what I'm saying, maybe something different. But I still, I'd like to see the rematch with Haye, if anything. But you guys, leave me just think in the comment section. I'm out.